What's the loudest movie you've ever seen in theaters? With the recent release of Oppenheimer, that's definitely in contention for me. I saw the film once in IMAX and once in Dolby, and both times my seat was rattling during portions of this film. The score was blaring at times, but the Trinity test scene itself blew my mind, and possibly my eardrums. Ford v Ferrari had some loud sequences, notably the final race scene. Listening to those engines being revved with the surround sound, though, is really immersive. Tenet is yet another Christopher Nolan movie that was really loud in the theater. Whether it was the highway action scene or the plane crash scene, this movie had explosions, crashes, you name it, and it was riveting on the big screen. But I think my answer's gotta be Top Gun Maverick. In my first viewing, I saw the film in IMAX and it was so immersive with these fighter jets, it sounded like I was in the cockpit flying one of these things. And because of the sound design, it really was an adrenaline rush of a movie, and to this day, probably the loudest theatrical experience I've had.